Hi, I'm Scott Dickerson. It's a beautiful February day here in Homer, Alaska. And I want to show you around my workshop and some recent projects I've been doing. Here's my sawmill. It's an old manual sawmill. Also out here I've got steel. It was heading to the landfill and I scrounge it up and repurpose it into creations. Also behind me you'll see some piles of snow. Underneath those piles are a variety of logs, cedar, birch, fir, things that I've gathered from the beaches or salvaged from development projects in the area. Welcome to the workshop. I'll take you inside for a look around. I work mostly in wood and metal, so my shop is set up to mirror that. I have a large open area where I can do woodworking, a few basic woodworking tools and storage, and then in the back I have a metalworking area. Today I'm working on an end table project. I'm using a large block of reclaimed spruce and a leg made out of reclaimed steel. Here's the metalworking corner of my shop. I have a few basic tools. I'm working on a table base featuring a retired commercial fishing anchor, both providing an aesthetic element but also structure to the base. Well, now you've seen around the shop a little bit, I want to show you some recent projects. First up is this bar stool design, one of my earliest in fact. I wanted it to be built without the use of any kind of fasteners or hardware, glues, so I came up with this concept. I recessed the steel into the wood and then attached the whole thing with this crossbar here welded in place. I cut this log while I was out gathering firewood and was struck by the beautiful colored rings in it that I've learned are from a fungus growth after the tree had been killed by spruce bark beetles. It also has this really beautiful twisted and mottled coloration and texture that was revealed under the bark. Here we have a simple end table. It was built from reclaimed steel from shipping containers again and reclaimed spruce beam that I cut on the sawmill here. My story with it is my neighbor died not very long ago, and when they were cleaning out his basement, I was helping and found this block of wood he had. The design is meant to just highlight the beauty of this block of wood just as it is. It has a lot of texture and the end grain on it, the top surface is really striking. Here's a simple little stool made from a piece of driftwood I found on a remote beach in Alaska. With most of my designs, I really just try and let the materials speak for themselves. Here's a wall hanging design. It features coat hooks and a shelf and concrete salmon. Here's a heavy timber outdoor bench. It is built using traditional timber framing techniques. There's no hardware in the base. It's held together by wooden pegs and a wedge. This is a timber framing style that I really enjoy. The top is also local spruce. The bottom that you see is black has been burned and then oiled to give it this really rich effect. So I set out to make a design that would really just let the material speak for itself. I put a large dovetail joint on each end of the bench to connect the legs to the top. While most of the things I've been building in my workshop have some sort of functional purpose, benches, tables, coat racks, some of them are just for the fun of it. I found the body of this whale on a surf trip here in Alaska, laying on the beach with this amazing eye and mouth. And over the course of a couple years, I found the tail and the little fin and the base for it to really bring this idea to life. Thanks for joining me on this quick little tour of my recent creative exploration. Still haven't figured out what I'm going to do with this cow pelvis. I found it on a beach out in the Shumagan Islands. But one thing I know is it makes a good mask.